So I'm excited that all of the men and all of the ladies are here tonight because this is my show. This is my show. I've been touring it, been all around the country. I went to Bristol. That was the last stop on my tour. Went to the West Country. Love the West Country. Yeah, anyone in from the West Country? Nice. Great. Very laid back pace of life there in the West Country. Very different to London. I had a bit of trouble getting down there, truth be told, right? I was on the train on my way to Bristol. The train went through this place called Bedwyn, okay? Now, not many of you will know Bedwyn. Bedwyn is a tiny little rural village right in the middle of Wiltshire, okay? The only time you might have heard of Bedwyn is it was once on an episode of Time Team. Really good dig, actually. I watched it in one of the trenches. Baldrick, right? He found the remains of a woman that had been burnt as a witch last March, right? It's really backward. So I'm in a little place, little Bedwyn, on the train. All of a sudden, the train stops and the PA system comes on. It's the conductor. He's like, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, this train is now being evacuated due to a terror alert. I beg your pardon? We're in Bedwyn. I suspect Al-Qaeda might have slightly higher priorities on their hit list than rural Wiltshire. Also, I thought terrorism, that's done. We've dealt with that now. It's not an issue anymore. I watched the news. I listened to it. There was a guy on the news recently, an expert, right? And he genuinely said that apparently obesity is now a bigger threat to this country than Al-Qaeda. I thought it's definitely not. What would you rather have sat opposite you on the tube on your way home tonight? Some mental guy with a beard and a 100-yard stare with a backpack full of Semtex, or just a jolly little fat kid with a backpack full of Quavers? But I get confused when I see it now. Like, I went onto the plane recently and they were still trying to take away my toiletries. I mean, what the f*** is that about? I was like, madam, have you not seen the news? Mr. Bin Laden has been shot and dumped at sea. The war on terror is won. There are now far more pressing issues at hand, like the war on dry skin. This exfoliator is coming on. You know what I'm talking about, hey? Clarence, Natural Glow. She didn't let me onto the plane. So we're carted out. We're at Bedwyn Station. We all get carted out onto the station platform. It's freezing cold. It's a Sunday night as well, to add insult to injury. So we're all there, feeling pretty depressed, tutting away. It's Sunday night. You've missed the X Factor results show. This is so Not me, Darren, obviously. I was going to go home and watch something manly, you know. Something on Bravo. Danny Dyer's top 10 ways to kick a dog. Naughty. So I'm there, stood on the platform. I'm next to this big posh guy as well. This is like the worst thing that's ever happened to him. He's having like a tart fit. It's absolutely outrageous. This country's gone to the dogs. And I'm stood there, right? And the guy from National Rail comes out to address the assembled crowd. And I could tell that he was excited, right? This was his big moment. He'd worked at Bedwyn Station for his entire life. He was pumped. And he walks out, right? And he's trying to sound intimidating as well, which simply doesn't work if you've got a West Country accent. If you want proof of this, watch that docudrama they had on Fred West on ITV. It documented the life of one of the most evil serial killers this country's ever seen. But at no point were you ever scared because of his voice. What did you do with her next, Mr. West? I chopped her up and I put her in a bin liner. What are you like? So out he comes, Mr. National Rail. He's ready for his moment. Okay, clears his throat. He's like, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, all of the trains from this station will now be delayed because I have personally spotted on platform 2 a suspicious package. To which the massive posh guy next to me shouts back at him, well, put it on the train to Swindon and we can all off home. I got there in the end. I got to Bristol in the end. Bristol's a very cool place. I went to a farmer's market in Bristol, but like a proper farmer's market. Not like the farmer's markets you get in London. There's a farmer's market in Highgate I went to recently. Not a real farmer's market. There's a woman called Araminta who has a cheese stall. You go up. What would you care for today, sir? I have this goat's cheese from the scorched valleys of Tuscany, or maybe you'd prefer this Gruyere from the Alpine peaks. I picked up a bit of cheese at the Fish Ponds Farmers Market in Bristol. I asked the man where it was from. He went, a farm! That's a farmer's market.